Could your nightly porn routine be draining your manhood? It might sound like an exaggeration, but scientists are now investigating how pornography affects the male brain and testosterone levels, and the findings are shocking. Today, we're diving deep into the science behind porn use, dopamine overload, and testosterone levels. We're going to look at the bad, the neutral, and the surprising, all backed by research. Stick around because what you'll learn in the next few minutes might change how you think about your browser's incognito mode. Hello and welcome to Balance My Hormones. I'm Mike. And if you care about optimizing your health and your hormones and your masculinity, hit that subscribe button because today we're talking about porn and testosterone. And it's a topic that's on most guys' minds, but also one that most guys want to avoid, and one that could be holding you back in ways you don't even realize. So let's get into it. First, let's address the elephant in the room. There's growing evidence that excessive porn use, can interfere with sexual function. Have you ever heard of porn-induced erectile dysfunction? It's not just law. A 2021 study found that about 21.5% of men under the age of 35 now experience some degree of erectile dysfunction. And guess what? Frequent pornography consumption was strongly linked to it. And it's not just one study that shows this. A 2023 survey with over 100,000 people found that men who watched more porn reported a decline in their sexual function. They also reported a decline in confidence and their partner satisfaction over time. So ironically, porn is a male-targeted product that may be undermining men's own sex lives. So why would porn have this effect? And one theory involves our old friend dopamine. So pornography floods the brain with dopamine. It's the same pleasure chemical hijacked by addictive drugs, and over time, your brain can become desensitized to normal sexual experiences. A study from the Max Planck Institute in Germany found that heavy porn users had less gray matter in the brain's reward circuits, and with this, a weaker response to seeing sexual images. In simple terms, the more porn you watch, the less your brain responds to real-life sexual stimuli. A similar study in China found that 31.7% of young men reported needing longer porn sessions to get aroused, and 6.5% of men admitted they were more aroused by porn than real-life partners. Scientists compare this to drug addiction. The brain gets hooked on supernormal stimulation and needs more extreme content to achieve the same high that you get from the porn. So over time, real-life intimacy stops feeling as exciting. So biologically, here's what we think happens. Dopamine fuels your sex drive. It's the go-get-it hormone. It's the desire hormone. Testosterone plays a key role in dopamine production, and without enough testosterone, you won't feel that sexual desire. But overstimulating dopamine receptors with porn can lead to desensitization, meaning even if your testosterone level is high, your brain may not react to it properly. So this could explain why some men with normal testosterone levels still feel like they have low libido and low drive. How could porn be lowering your testosterone? Now, let's get into testosterone itself. Does porn actually lower testosterone levels? Here's what we know. A large study in China found that men who started watching porn early in life had abnormal hormone levels later on. Early porn exposure was linked to lower levels of follicle-stimulating hormone and prolactin, both crucial for reproductive function. And as we've said before, higher levels of prolactin sometimes mean lower levels of dopamine. Some studies suggest that chronic porn use could lead to lower sperm quality and testosterone production over time. We know that FSH is linked to sperm production. Now, one theory is that frequent porn use disrupts the normal testosterone cycle by spiking prolactin levels after ejaculation, and high prolactin levels suppress the hormones that tell your testes to produce testosterone. Another possibility is dopamine desensitization causing a suppression of libido, making men feel like they have low testosterone when in reality their brains are just overstimulated. So this is where TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, or as we now like to call it, testosterone therapy, comes in. Many men experiencing low libido, fatigue, and depression assume they have this low testosterone, and then they seek out testosterone replacement therapy. But in some cases, excessive porn use might be the real culprit. TRT alone may not fix the problem if the dopamine receptors are burnt out. Is all porn bad? What's the actual balanced perspective? Not all research points to porn being harmful. In fact, some studies suggest moderate porn use has no major ill effects at all in most men. One large study divided men into 3 groups: recreational users, occasional porn, no issues; compulsive users, heavy porn, reduced sex drive; and distressed users watched little porn but felt guilty about it. Interestingly, recreational users actually reported higher sexual satisfaction than any other group. For many men, porn is just a normal part of sexual expression and doesn't cause problems. Also, there's no solid evidence that watching porn permanently lowers testosterone levels. Several studies show that while ejaculation causes a short-term dip in testosterone, it doesn't impact long-term testosterone production. And we've spoken about this in previous episodes, which we can display over here when we talk about NoFap. However, the key is how much you consume and whether it's affecting your real-life interactions. So if porn is replacing real experiences, your brain may start rewiring itself in a way that dampens your sex drive over time. NoFap: does quitting porn boost testosterone? You've probably heard of the NoFap movement, where men quit porn and masturbation. In the previous video, I called it different names, from spanking the monkey, to wanking. Anyway, stopping the fapping may help to reboot their brains. Some claim it gives them superpowers by not fapping, and gives them more confidence and energy and drive. But is there any science behind this? And again, we talked about this before. So there was a famous study found that men who abstained from ejaculation for 7 days did have a 145% increase in testosterone on day 7. But after that, levels returned to baseline, and another study showed a modest increase in testosterone levels after 3 weeks of abstinence. So whilst these numbers sound exciting, most experts agree that the biggest benefit of quitting porn is the dopamine receptor recovery. And this could explain why men on NoFap report an increased energy and motivation, a higher sex drive, better focus and confidence. Stopping this for a while of anything may help reset those dopamine receptors. So it's less about boosting testosterone itself and more about allowing the brain to respond and properly recover and work with testosterone that you have. So one study even found that men who quit porn and abstained from masturbation for a while reversed their porn-induced erectile dysfunction, which is another issue that's linked with porn. So by reversing the porn-induced erectile dysfunction may prove that the brain can heal from overstimulation. Now, NoFap isn't a magic cure. And in fact, when we talk about NoFap, essentially we're just talking about abstaining for a little bit, a short while, to perhaps potentially recover. But some doctors argue that the benefits are more psychological than hormonal. Now, if you quit porn and suddenly feel more motivated, it might be due to increased discipline and self-control rather than high testosterone, or high testosterone as a result of stopping masturbation or fapping. So what is the final verdict on porn? Is it hurting or helping your testosterone? What's the takeaway here? Excessive porn use may or can negatively impact sexual function, maybe through dopamine sensitivity, and possibly through disrupting hormonal balance. More likely to be the dopamine sensitivity issue though. Moderate porn use doesn't seem to lower testosterone or cause issues for most men. And if you have symptoms of low testosterone or low libido or fatigue or erectile dysfunction, it's worth checking your porn habits before assuming testosterone is the answer. Now, quitting porn may not drastically boost testosterone, but it could help reset your dopamine sensitivity, making you feel more driven and energetic. So at the end of the day, balance is everything. If you suspect porn is dragging you down, try cutting back for a few weeks and track how you feel. if you're considering TRT, make sure you rule out other lifestyle factors first, or you can get a blood test and see where you are at different points in time. That's perfectly okay as well. Just keep in mind to put things into context. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got you thinking about porn addiction, dopamine. And if you found this video valuable, hit the like button and drop a comment. Have you experienced changes from quitting or reducing your porn? We'd like to know about it in the comments, and we'll try to comment back. And if you like content like this, please subscribe for more science-backed content on hormones and men's health. And remember, you're the captain of your own chemistry, and to your good health. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and take control of your hormones.